UI UX designer. So it's the first thing we must hire the people who have talented in different skill and different role. Then you can like post training, pattern, roles. Then you can prevent this risk happen. So next. So monitoring, we must monitoring this risk by monitoring the mood and moral of the team member. Like we can engage the one-to-one conversation to the team member, open discuss, ask the staff to tell about what they're feeling like the salary is not worth for him, then offer the encouragement and recognition and achievement to boost their moral and maintain the positive atmosphere. We can like conduct a team building activity, then we go out together in one company, one staff, then we can like open communication to each other. Then after that we can tell more, understand about each other, then understand what I know feeling happy with your company. Yeah. So monitoring the job availability both within the company and externally. So monitoring job availability internal, how to plan the success in identify talent gap and potential and promote the internal career development. Externally tracking the job posting and industry report, provide insight into the talent landscape and help to identify the recruitment opportunity and challenge. So we must do the market research. Then after that we can maybe ask the HR to adjust the salary package for the staff. Then maybe the staff won't be leave our company. Then the management, we must have the backup talented personnel accessible. Like just now I proposed the mitigation is like we cross-training each other within the different department, then we can get more skill to cover each other. Then we no need to hire another people to and higher pay to do the same job. Yeah. So the ensuring the effective knowledge and dissemination, that is critical to knowledge expertise process the departing team member are effectively disseminated to remain the team member. Like if let's say the people want to leave the company, they must like have some time to share their knowledge and hand over to the next other people to take over their place, their position. So this is what I propose for the management. So I pass to Charlie to continue their risk.
Hello sir, now I'm going to talk about my risk, which is the lack of top management support. So who is the top management in the organization? So which is the senior manager, CEO, or the senior executives, which is the top levels personnel in the organization. So without their backing, they will not be committed to the project, and it's hard to secure resources for the project in the organization. So what is their impact? The impact on the time for the project is it will delay the project completion time because they will delay the approvals to proceed with the project. And there will be unclear direction or slow resolution of issues from the top management to obtain resources or decision making in the project. And besides that is the budget, which will cost a limited budget for a project because there will be low prioritization and resource diversion from the original project, as they will thought that other projects are more valuable, and the resources that are originally allocated to the project will be allocated away to other more valuable projects. So this will cause funding to reduce and delay the key investment for the project. So although the probability for this risk is around 25%, but the impact is of a highest level, which is the catastrophic level. So for the mitigation part, the first mitigation is to explain the value proposition of the project to the top management representative during the kickoff meeting, so that the top management will have be demonstrated the potential value of project early on, so they can clear the doubts and justify the support for the project. Therefore, for example, Brandon, the software manager, he will explain the potential benefit, the return on investment, and the alignment with organization goals of the project to the top management. And the second mitigation is that to keep the top management informed about the project daily status and achievement without their direct involvement. So by this, we can implement the project tracking and reporting mechanism to maintain their support for the project. For example, now we saw the software developer, he'll use the project application like the Gantt chart to keep the top management informed about our milestone, our schedule, so that we are keeping in track. And for the monitoring part, we need to monitor the interaction of the top management and with the team of the developer team. So we need to resolve any misunderstanding immediately because this may affect their support for a project. Because happy task management will equals to more support. Then the second is the action taken by top management in response to the project updates. So the software project manager, he will regularly check if the project deadlines or if there are additional staff allocated to a project, so they can assess the level of support by the top management, so they can take action accordingly. Then for the management part, if the really lack of the top management support, what we need to do is we need to adjust the project goals and we allocate resources. For example, in our case, the software project manager like Mr. Tanjahan, he will assign the task according to the strength of the staff involved. So for example, me and Wilson is the software developer. He will assess our strength and allocate the staff accordingly. Then we need to identify and prioritizing the activities that are more crucial in the project. So we can allocate more time to complete the main functionality to ensure the higher chance of completing or meeting the objective of the project. So for example, for our structural chart, right, we have 3 modules. So we will, based on this module, we will do the more important modules like the self-checkout module and the backend system module. Because without these 2 modules, we will not achieve the main objective of the project, which is the grocery self-checkout system.
Okay, so I'm Christine. So I will now explain on my risk of inaccurate cost estimation of underestimation of cost. So firstly, this risk is talking about the risk referred to the potential underestimation of cost, which will lead to budgetary shortfalls and potential delay or compromise in project quality. So firstly, the impact is on budget. So if costs are underestimated, the budget set for the project will be not sufficient to cover all expenses. So this shortfall will lead to financial strain and requiring additional funding from the client. So next, the impact is on time. So underestimation of cost can lead to financial shortage, which can cause delay and the project schedule, and it may need time to revise or adjust, which may take additional time. So thirdly, it will also impact on the quality. So to accommodate the underestimation of cost, project team may cut corners on resources, so such as using cheaper testing tools or reducing the scope of quality control measure to control costs. So scope may be reduced and the lower quality of product may not fully meet the original requirement of the client. So the probability of this risk is 20% and the impact is negligible. This is because we still can negotiate with the stakeholders as the underestimation of cost, we can get more funding from the clients. So next. So the mitigation, we are talking about the action and option that we can take to mitigate the risk so that the objective of the project will not be affected. So firstly, the first mitigation technique is allocate reserve costs. So in our cost estimation plan, we have one allocated reserve cost of around 6,000 for each month. So the reserve cost typically refers to the allocation of funds or resources set aside in case of unexpected expenses. So for emergency, in case we have the additional cost or reserve cost that is required. So secondly, we develop an expenses tracking spreadsheet. So the document of our project expenses will be tracked into the spreadsheet, and this is an example of expense tracking spreadsheet which is made in the Monday.com. So as you can see here, we can track for each expenses. It is owned by which team member and at which date, and that what is the note and what is our budget and what is the actual cost that has used the actual expenses and our budget. So as we develop the expenses tracking spreadsheet, we can regularly monitor the spreadsheet and track the project cost so that to ensure that it aligns with our plan so that we can ensure the budget is aligned with the cost. So the monitoring technique I'm proposing to assess whether the predicted risk occurs. So the monitoring technique is talking about whether the risk has occurred or not, and we want to collect data so that we can monitor the risk. Okay, so to assess whether the risk has occurred or not, we need to evaluate whether the risks are manifesting. So for example, as previously the expenses tracking spreadsheet, we can see whether which risk is manifesting. Like for example, which particular expenses is using a lot, so we can know whether the expenses will over budget so that we can cut down the resources before it happens. So secondly, we want to collect and analyze the data to improve cost estimation. So we want to analyze the record of the cost, and then we want to, when the cost overrun occur, we want to do a post-review or lesson learned session. It is just a simple meeting so that we can gather feedback on the overrun, so that we can know which team member is using a lot of resources, and so we can document the reason of why the cost overrun and obtain approval of additional costs from client, or to ensure that all team members are informed of the resources relocation and modification to the project cost estimation plan. So previously, So this is, for example, we want to allocate 2 team members to monitor the project cost estimation, the expenses tracking spreadsheet, so that these 2 persons, for example, will allocate project leader, and also another, for example, you will keep track of the spreadsheet so that it will not overrun. Lastly, the management. So we want to know whether the action of mitigation is taken when the risk happens. So the corrective actions are, we can allocating budget by engaging with vendors, suppliers. For example, we buy the hardware from the vendors and suppliers, so we can negotiate the prices with them so that we can save more expenses, and we can engage stakeholder or client to adjust the scope and deliverables so that when the scope is smaller, so that we can use lesser budget, we can lower down the budget. Okay. So we want to conduct a rapid assessment when.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
So
that's all from our presentation.
the photo one. Okay. This is group 1. 1, 2, 3. I put into Google Chat.
Okay.
Who first?
Our project manager, Miss An.
Second? Rihan. Third? Fourth? Okay.
going to presenting our tuition center management system. So this is prepared by me, Tan Siu Lian, and Yu Wei Han, Oi Jae Soon, Chai Run, and Lo Yong Jin. So first, let me introduce our project team member with me. I am a project manager, and Chai Yu is a software developer, and Yu Wei Han is a software tester. Oi Jae Soon is a quality assurance analyst, and Lo Yong Jin is a business analyst. Normally, this is the structure of our project team. So next, our main project is focused on this tuition center registration system, which is website based. So we have configured 5 risks, which is the most important. The first is database integration issue. The second is requirement change. The third is technical challenge. The fourth is delays in project timeline, and the last one is the budget overrun. So now I will be presenting the first one, database integration issue. So mainly this is an architecture diagram of our system. For the database integration issue, which it is like the issue which integrate with the old tuition registration system. So we are integrating through the API gateway and integrate the database from the current system, which is a new system with the existing system, based on their database from the existing system. So, as I mentioned just now, my risk is the database integration issue. Let me brief about this risk. It is integrating the old system database into a new system, tuition center registration system database issues such as data format and the field, data quality discrepancies and functionality inconsistent. So, example like the database of user database, instructor database, or fee payment accounting database. So, the probability of this risk will be happen is 40%, as you can see right there. So, other than that, this will get impact on delay, impact on time and budget, which it will cause delays in overall project time, and it will cause the quality of the final product produced. And furthermore, the impact rate is 3 and it's critical. So for the mitigation technique, which to reduce this risk happen, first we will get through the overall testing, which will undergo compatibility testing, data integration testing, and functionality testing to test that the new system is compatible with the old system. And furthermore, the data integrity, which means both of the data is using the same format or same length, same the type, character type. And other than that, the functionality testing is to test the old function and the new function, which they match, like when user click when user click login, is it the data will when user click register, will the data also save to the user database like the old system does. So other than that, for the mitigation, we also need to have clear communication, which the project manager will establish regular meetings to take system, like to track system status update from each of the teammates to make sure that the issue is getting like resolved very quickly, because the clear communication between the team is able to reduce this risk, because they can like discussing like what issue they face when they are doing this integration. So next, this is the most important one when dealing with this issue is we are going to have a fallback plan we call backup database. Normally this will be prepared by our software developer Mr. Chen Yu to establish a backup database of the old registration system, so that if the new registration system have issue, we still have a backup plan. So next, for the monitoring,
we are suggesting to use an automated monitoring tool. It is because that it has real-time visibility that can get quickly update if any data that is lost, any data that cannot be updated to the new database, and there will be alert and notification come out to let the software tester know that this risk is happening. So it will lead to an early detection of this integration risk if we are using an automated monitoring tool. Other than that, we are also using regular audits to monitor the quality standard and documentation verification to let the project meet the quality standard, how to make sure the risk is reduced. We have do on the document verification, such as the completeness of the data and the accuracy of the document between of the team. So other than that, we also use user feedback to monitor, such as we gain user experience improve, and some maybe the user can identify unforeseen issue that they can find some integration issue that we cannot find. Maybe they found the integration such as their data is not integrated correctly, like maybe the name site in old system is using this type of font, and the new old system is using that type of font, such as this symbol. So the last one is the management. So we have
Don't worry. Thanks. Next person.
I'm Wei-Han, and now I'm going to present for my risk. My risk is requirement change. So requirement change to a tuition center registration system involves adjustment to the functional and non-functional specification after the initial planning, and this change may arise from involving user needs, legal and regulatory compliance updates, and the initial error in understanding the system from the start, or maybe oversight during the requirement gathering process. And this impact on the scope, which the system feature and functionality frequently change will delay the project deliverables, and the time will also additional development and testing needed, leading to the delay for the project completion. And next is the budget. So due to the requirement change and new function feature added, the prolonged timeline for the project will be raised, and therefore the overall project cost will increase. And this risk probability will be 40%, and the impact is critical. And now I will talk about the mitigation. So the first one is enhanced initial requirement gathering. So to reduce the significant change in the future, the developer must capture as detailed requirement as possible at the start of the project requirement collect. So for example, a survey will send to the future user to pinpoint the necessary system features before the development begins. And the second one is using agile methodology adoption. So agile model will allow the project to more flexible to integrate change without major overhauls. So for example, every 2-week development sprint, the team will adjust the work based on the user requirement feedback about the desired functionalities. And then the next one is stakeholder engagement. So keeping the stakeholder involved throughout the whole process of the project, ensure their requirement achieved. So for example, regular check-in meeting with the stakeholder and faculty to update and refine the system requirement as the project progresses. And now I talk about the monitoring. So the first one is change tracking, the requirement change tracking. So all the request change are documented to assess the cumulative impact on the project. So for example, log entry is created for request feature that allow for batch uploading of student details, noting the potential impact of the timeline. And then second one is milestone review session. So regular reviews compare to current progress against the plan, ensuring change don't derail from the project. For example, bi-weekly meeting to assess the integration of a new feature module for payment processing and adjust the project schedule accordingly. And then the last one is management. So first is change control board, CCB. So CCB is a dedicated team assess and approve change based on their necessity and impact. For example, the CCB will evaluate the proposed change feature to the system interface design to ensure it aligns with user feedback and project goals. The last one is communication plan. So a strategy is in place to inform about everyone, include stakeholder, about the changes and the reason why the requirement change. So for example, an update in the monthly newsletter detail the reason and the benefit of this new system feature added. Then this is my risk for changing requirement.
Why you want to make another copy in the right-hand side?
For this summary, short and clear summary.
For what purpose?
For because this is too small. The one is bigger.
Small,
Yeah.
bigger.
Yeah. Not clear this one.
Okay. I just wondering why you want to have another similar part on the other side.
And now I will pass to Chai-Yun software developer.
Super developer.
No. Yes. So this is my risk level, and actually basically it's a technical challenge due to the complexity of database structure, and it will lead to cause the project delays or maybe resource allocation issue. And for the issue on project delays, it will impact on the time for a project. If the project runs into technical problems due to the database structure, it might take longer to finish the project and get the system up and running. For the resource allocation issue, it will cause an impact on our quality of the project. Cannot say we cannot do it fast to solve the issue, but if we do it rushing to solve the technical issue, it might means the system doesn't look as well as it should be, and maybe cause a more mistake or problems in future or in the late stage of implementation. Even if just 25% out of 100 of probability this risk will happen, but it do have a major height impact, which is critical in third level. Next, please. This is the three methods that how we solve the technical issue. And first, for mitigation, I actually plan to do a research and prepare before we start design the database structure. So, for example, actually, Mr. Che, me, will lead the team to study different database setup to predict the problems if it will happen in the future. And also, we allocate the resource, which means give an extra time and resource in case if any unexpected issue will happen. For example, our project manager, Ms. Tan, will adjust the project schedule to handle any surprise with the database structure issue. Second, how we monitor the risk. First, I plan to do a regular progress check on the database. For example, Mr. Lim will lead a meeting every week to see if there have any problem with the database. And second, we will keep an eye on how the database fits with the rest of the system, because as we know, database, system is system. They have to integrate smoothly to work well for their part. So, for example, Mr. Oi will watch closely to make sure the database works well with everything else, because he is the quality assurance analysis. And next, we have how we manage the risk for any issue. And if any database structure problem cause the delays of the project or the resource issue, we will plan an adjustment to let the team have a time for fixing the issue. So, for example, our project manager will talk with the team to communicate with the team to have a quickly to fix any problem that the database structure technical issue has. And last but not least, we always have a backup plans for any unexpected database troubles. If the database troubles like we cannot fix is a very big issue, then Mr. Low, the business analysis, will find an expert, or we can say an outsource, to help us with to solve the database structure issue. Yeah, that's all. And I pass to Joy.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is DJ. So my risk table is about the delay in the project timeline. So for the risk restriction, at the coding phase, one task will complete in 10 days. It will critical impact to other tasks. So this risk will impact to the schedule and quality. For the schedule, if the coding phase longer than the 10 days, it will affect other tasks for the coding phase. So if schedule is missing, so the quality also will low, because they need to settle the important part first, so the not important part is not very attention for that part. So for the probability to occur, this risk is 30%, and the impact will be critical. So next. Next. So for the mitigation is about the before the risk occurs, how we can prevent the risk happening to reduce the probability. So for the first is identify the dependency. So we can create a dependency metric to show that which one has the dependency to other tasks. So and the second point is task priority. So when we get the dependency, we can make sure which one is need to solve first. Which one priority is higher than other tasks. And resource allocation, we can add another member to work on the task. So for example, Miss Lim is the software tester and Miss Chan is software developer. So they can work together to break down the task into smaller to increase the higher quality software. So for the monitoring, how we can check the progress. So first one is regular progress tracking. And for example, we can make a meeting to discuss which task got problem. And second point, we can early warning system. Set up the early warning system to show that these tasks need to done before this date got due date. So got warning system. So for the third is reduce the dependency to make sure between the tasks the dependencies are accurate. For the management, if after the risk happen, how we can solve the problem. So we got if immediate task resign. So means that we need to resign the task of allocate, resign the task for to identify the task delay, to speed up the completion for the project. And the last point is communicate the risk. So if the risk happen, we can communicate to the stakeholder that let them know the project may be delayed. So let them to take the risk to prepare for the potential risk that we can delay the project. That's all for me. I will pass to Roy.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Loyalty, and the risk I'll be talking about is budget overrun. It is about during a situation where the actual expenses is more than is exceeded the allocated budget for the project, and it will impact on the time where if the project runs over the budget, it will take longer time to complete the system, or you need to seek for extra money to complete the project. And next will be the budget. And when budget is overrun, it will cause financial constraint for the project. For example, if unexpected costs come up, it might take longer to get things needed for the project, like features for the system, making stakeholders unhappy. And the next impact will be quality, which may cause some of the functionality of the system may not be complete due to budget overrun. For example, if there is not enough money for testing, important parts might not get checked, leading to errors or security risks. This could make the stakeholders unhappy, and we need more work to fix. And the probability will be 30%, and the impact is considered critical because we need budget is one of the most important factors to let a project run smoothly. And next will be for the mitigation, monitoring, and management. First, for the mitigation is we can apply cost estimation to analyze project costs truly to anticipate expenses accurately. Next will be risk prevention. Identify and prevent potential budget overruns proactively. And next will be resource optimization. Allocate resources efficiently to maximize productivity, such as allocating the number of staff to develop the project and the budget used in certain areas. And next will be the monitoring, budget tracking, monitor project expenses closely to catch any variation early, and updating the risk register to keep the probability up to date, depending on the current stage where the budget is used. And lastly will be the management, to having a backup plan, such as reallocating resources for the project, and lessons learned documentation to document the budget overrun experience in the documentation for future improvement to prevent the same problem occur. That's all for me. So that's all for us.
Okay. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Good afternoon to sir and my fellow classmates. Today, we will present our assignment, which title is the Heater Service Restoration System. And this is my teammate, which Hema, Shingi, and Wei.
You are Junho.
I'm Junho. And I will be start first. For my risk is an expect increase in the number of users, which is a sudden surge in user number could strain result potentially leading to performance issue or service disruption. And the risk will impact on time because an expect increase of the user may cause delay as initial capability require extra time and resource. And the probability for a call it will be 50%, and the impact will be 3 critical. And then for first is mitigation, and first will be implement scalability and measure. Establish infrastructure scalability to handle sudden user surge. For example, set up auto scaling and load balancing to ensure seamless performance during peak use time. And then the second will be implement load balancing technical. Deploy load balancing methods to evenly distribute traffic across server, preventing overload and ensure optimal performance. And then the third will be regular capacity planning assessment. Example like conduct routing assessment to predict future result requirements and adjust infrastructure productivity, ensure scalability and optimal performance. And the next will be the monitoring. So for the first is regular performance testing and benchmarking. Consistent conduct performance testing and benchmarking to set performance benchmark and pinpoint area needing enhancement. And then the second will be track key user metric. Monitor critical user metric like activity, user sign up, and engagement level to detect trend and anticipate potential spike in user activity. And then the third will be monitor system performance indicator. Regular observe system performance metrics such as response time, server load, and result utilized to promptly identify sign of string of deterioration. And then the last will be the management. So for the first is conduct pre-deal review resource planning. Hold regular review or meeting to analyze insight from user data, identify implication for result planning and allocation adjustment. Next will be assign user number monitoring role. Allocate team members to regularly monitor and track user number, ensure consistent oversight and timely response to change. And last will be establish clear communication channel. Set out a transparent communication channel within the team to swiftly communication any notable change or trend in user number, facility prompt and response, and collaboration decision making. And I will pass to Shimi for continuing the
So good afternoon, sir. So for my risk is system failed to meet customer requirement due to integration issue. So as mentioned in the description here, the integration issue is having difficulty in integrating the reservation system with the existing vehicle management database. So integrating is very important because we need to ensure the data from the reservation system is they can interact and utilize the data from the existing software. So the integration issue will have impact on two different factors, which is time and quality. So for a time, integration issue will result in delay to a project timeline because we need to ensure that the compatibility test it may require additional time and resources. And for quality, integration issue may lead to potential decrease in system functionality, leading to error or performance issues. So for example, if the synchronization of the data is not correctly done, so it will lead to error or inconsistency in the vehicle reservation details. It will make negative impact to the customer user experience and the and lead to customer frustration also. And next, so the first mitigation plan that I plan to do is to develop a detailed integration plan, so such as create a clear plan outlining the component, the interface, protocol, and dependency to guide the developer. So for example, we can define the step for integrating the reservation system with the existing database to ensure a smooth collaboration between them. And for second, we can conduct thorough testing at each integration stage, such as we implement the comprehensive testing protocol, including the automated and the manual tests to catch the integration issue. So for example, this one is we can conduct the test at each integration milestone to ensure that the system function works. And third one is we can initiate a focus training program to provide a specialized training to empower the team member with their skill needed. For example, we can offer a workshop for relevant technology to enhance the team capability. And moving on to monitoring. So the first monitoring method that we can perform is we can monitor the compatibility testing result. By reviewing the testing report, we can identify any specific area where the integration face difficulty. So for example, this one, we can track any errors or inconsistency that found during the testing report, and then we can highlight it and can highlight the potential challenges. And second is we can conduct regular progress review. So for this one, we can schedule a bi-weekly progress review meeting to evaluate the progress. For example, we can hold a status meeting session for team member to report their completed tasks or if they face any issues and their next step also. And third, we can track the integration testing metric. So for this one, the testing metrics such as the error rate or the performance benchmark, this one is like we can monitor the number of system error detected during the integration testing, and then we can analyze them over time. And moving on to the management plan. So first action that we can take is we can reallocate the resources, such as reallocate the manpower or budget resources as needed. So for example, we can reassign a developer or we can invest in an integration tool to solve this issue promptly. And for the second action is we can implement a contingency plan, such as activate the backup solution if this integration challenge is still there. So for example, like we can activate a backup system or an environment-ready system to maintain the project progress and ensure that this integration challenge is solved. So this is the end for my part, and now I will pass to Hema to continue.
Okay, good afternoon, sir. Now I will present my paper, which is project launch may be delayed due to development process. So, because of these two difficulties or problems that happen during the development stage will cause the project launch to be delayed. So these are the problem might include unexpected implementation during the during the technical difficulties or any challenges. And then the impact ISO 1, which is budget. So its project cost may rise as a result of delays if more time or resources are required to resolve the problems. So the probability is 50% and impact is a 3. Okay, so the mitigation has 3 points. So the first one is a risk management plan. So it's a create and organize risk management plan to recognize and handle any obstacles. For example, we can make any risk record for this record that we start the development related problem to identify and solution. We can list up the problems. And then the second one is proactive development techniques. So this is implement proactive development techniques to encourage collaboration and flexibilities. For example, we can use the agile techniques such as daily stand-up meetings for quick problem identification. The third one is testing and quality control. It's for perform through testing and quality control to identify and solve issues early on. So for example, to find the errors during the development, use automated testing tools like Google Chrome or any other web apps. And then monitoring. So monitoring also 3 points. So the first one is development progress monitoring. So regularly monitor development progress by reviewing a milestone and receiving status update. For example, use project management software to keep updates on project deadlines and completion rates. And then the second one is key performance indicators. Track the key performance indicators related to deadlines and delivery. So, for example, the KPI like sprint velocity or defect density that track the effectiveness and quality of the development. So the third one is issue tracking and resolution. Use issue tracking tools for proper issue resolution. For example, maintain a centralized issue tracking system to log and resolve the development concern. And then the last one, management. So the first one is stakeholder engagement. Review the project frequently with stakeholders to evaluate development and resolve issues. For example, conduct weekly project review meetings with stakeholders to discuss progress and obstacles. And then the second one is escalation procedure. Clearly define the steps involved in handling important development issues through escalation. For example, for quick issue resolution, include example of escalation pathway, such as calling the project manager or technical. That's all for me. Next, I call him.
My name is Reason. Then this is my risk. The risk is client change the requirement. If the client change the requirement, it will make many problems. So the developer need more time and money to redo the project. Like our company is a super auto software company, so we need to pay the overtime pay to the developer because need to redo. So this risk will impact on the budget and time. The budget is need to pay more for the overtime period, and then the time is need more time to redo the project. So it will make the lower schedule because change of the requirement. So the probability is 40% is not very high. Then if impact is 3 is critical. And then this one is the mitigation. So I we can reduce the risk with conduct through the requirement analysis. So before we start the project, we need to have a meeting with the speedy automotive service is our client. We need to make sure and confirm the requirements. So to reduce the risk, we need to change the requirement when the project starts. So if they want to change the requirement, so it may need extra charge to reduce this risk. Then second is assign the backup fund. So it's like example, we need to allocate a budget for specific for the unexpected change of the requirement. If really want to change the requirement, so we can have if run out budget, we still have the money backup. Then this one is monitoring. Is a regular review project scope and requirement with speedy automotive service. So we need to keep track with the client. So we track any proposed change and their potential impact on the budget. Example, we need to always meeting with the client every month. So if really have the change requirement, so we can file early. If file early, then we can change early, so the problem will not be very big. So we need to monitor the process to make sure that we will not run over the budget and schedule. Then this one is management. If really have the requirement to change, so we need to replanning. We need to review the planning of the project plan and budget to reflect the new scope. We need to always keep track with the client is speedy automotive service. We need to involve in this section together. Then the second one is backup fund is available. Because at the integration we say we have a backup fund. So if really happen, we can use the budget. We prepare it for unexpected change in the requirement. That's all for me.
Okay, group photo. Smile. 1, 2, 3.
现在我也有人听见了，有一个滋滋滋哦。
不如换嘞，我是打嘞。
拿手机来看，外套，快点。少歪。这种是公司。
你不要紧张，加油。
Good.
Good morning, everyone. We are the team help the Papa Move to develop a new mobile application for the delivery service tracking system. And I am the project manager Tan Sen Jie, and then software engineer Sanuta, Jason, and William is the QAA, and also Jenny is the software tester. And I want to introduce the list for me, which is the which is the system integration failure. What is the system integration failure? Because our team helped the Papa Move to develop a new system, and then they already have the existing system, which already has their logic, algorithm, operation, and also the database. And the new system will got potential issue to integrate. And next, the impact on this is on the time because to integrate a new system with the old system maybe got the problem. To fix the problem will need the time, and then the developer team maybe will spend too much time on it to fix the problem and issue, and then will cause the time delay. And then due to the time delay, the team maybe need to rush to reach to make the project to deliver on time, and then got the quality issue. And this kind of risk maybe 50-50 will happen. So probability is 50%. And then the impact is very high, catastrophic. And then next is the mitigation. Sorry. The before is the architecture diagram for the system. This is a new system. We use a Niva and API gateway to integrate with the old system in the database. Okay, and next is the mitigation. How to mitigate this risk? First, we will conduct a compatibility test. The compatibility test is very important because you can test the problem, the hidden problem and bugs between the new and the old system. And then by testing the compatibility test, like example, the test data retrieval and the delivery scheduling function can be validated to test if it can be read and write between the new and old system. And then is the middleware solution which our company, our team use. Because middleware solution, middleware is some kind of method which can automating the data transformation between the old and new system. And for the monitoring, we will integrate the testing dashboard. What is the testing dashboard? The testing dashboard is considered a kind of software we can implement in the system. And when they come out some problem during the transfer of the data between the new and old system, if got error, it will alert the developer and also the tester. And it can help us to monitor the process. And then it's a performance matrix tracking. We use some program like the Datadog. It can help us to watch how fast the system responds during the data transfer. And then also a kind of method can help our team to monitor this kind of risk. And then it's the management. We will always conduct the meeting between all of us because during the development process, the tester and also the developer may get the issue. And then during the meeting, they can talk about the issue, and we can try to come out a solution for this during the meeting. So this is one kind of the management. And also the training programs. We will train our company employees to make sure all of us know how the new system visual and integration points for the new systems. They can help everyone know this system how to work and easy to find the problems and also try know the solution to fix it. That's all for me, and I will pass to our software engineer, Sarita.
Okay, my risk is development team turnover. So in development team, we have two people, two software engineers, which is Jackson and Samantha. Next one. So what is development team turnover? So it means that when some people from the development team resigns or they are replaced with some other person, then we are lack of skilled personnel. So right now we are developing the Papa Move project, means we are working on the project, but if suddenly the two of the software engineers, any of them resign, means the project delays. So the impact is on the schedule. So like I said, since the delay could cause the Papa Move deliverable to be delivered later than what they expected. So it impacts on the schedule. And secondly, quality, because since we lost skilled personnel or members who have the niche skills that it takes to develop the project, when they leave and we hire new people, then it takes them time to learn the project standards and also the code practices. So it affects the quality. Next. Okay, so how to prevent this mitigation? We have competitive compensation. So it's important for the company Cyber Solution Group to pay their software engineers a fair salary about what the market is paying, or even higher than the market rate. And secondly is employee benefits. So other than salary, it's also important to give some extra benefits to the employees, which is the software engineers. So for example, they can offer like flexible work hours or even work from home system where the software engineers can work from their home instead of traveling to the company. And secondly, monitoring is regular check-ins. For example, the project manager can regularly have one-on-one meetings with the software engineers like Jackson, and then ask what is dissatisfaction or any challenges that is facing in developing the Papa Move project. So because of that, same day the project manager can get some ideas to solve the problem and satisfy Jackson's expectations. And secondly, employee surveys. So survey is more for anonymous surveys. So the employees can fill in the forms and express any of their dissatisfactions with the job roles. And lastly, for management is knowledge transfer. So knowledge transfer means when the company as the software engineers, they should document everything that they are doing. So even when they are coding or when they are designing the software, everything should be properly documented so that even if we hire new staff, they can catch up on what is going on and develop the system. And then secondly is succession planning. Means instead of just depending on the two software engineers, the cyber solution group should also plan on who are the successors. So identify the key roles, which is the software engineering, the development team, and also hire new people who can develop the skills and become the successors if the existing development team is resigning. Okay, that's all for my part. Thank you so much.
So, good morning, sir. I'm Jackson, and the risk I choose is budget overrun. Next, thank you. So, budget overrun basically maybe caused by the requirement change or the technical complexity, and also so on. And the impact is, the first one is on cost. Your budget overrun, of course, you increase the cost, the cost increase lah. Which means, for example, your budget estimation is 1.5 million, and you more than that, which means your cost is also more than that. And the second is will impact on the quality. Due to the budget is overrun, you have to choose use cheaper tools or the cheaper server. Then the quality may be affected. Next. So the mitigation of my risk is budget planning. The software project, the project leader of our company is actually not that experienced because we are a startup company. So the project leader may have not enough experience. So the budget planning, we can hire an experienced consultant to make a more precise budget planning. And the second is the market research. The project leader have to do some research on the cost lah, because the cost is always changing. Like just now, one of our friends said the SST changing. Yeah, so have to do the market research lah. So for the monitoring is, first one is weekly budget audit reports, which means the project leader have to report to client what the cost we have used the budget on what, like the hardware, the software, so the client very clear and the team member is very clear what the budget we use until where lah. Like our budget is 1.5 million. Then the leader will tell the team member, we already use 500K, so don't simply use the budget. And the second is the weekly budget execution reports. The project leader explain to the client, like we already use 50% of our budget and the project must be more than or equal than 50%. You cannot say we only done 10% of our project, but the budget we already use 50%. Yeah. So the project leader have to control, monitor it. So for the management, if the budget is overrun, then the project leader have to tell the client or reallocate the resource, like lower down some of the costs, like maybe hardware part. And another is tell the client we have to add more budget due to maybe the client change the requirement. We have to the project leader have to explain to the client, let the client understand why we need more budget. Yeah. That's all for my part. Thank you, sir. And I will pass to my friend Benyao to continue.
Good morning, sir. I'm Benyao, and the risk I propose is the customer will change requirement. Then Papa Moon is our client, and then of course when the client wants to change the requirement, it will cause the scope expense and then it will cause some significant delays, budget overrun, and also the misalignment with the project goals. And then, as just now Shengye has mentioned already, we are doing the mobile app for the company, and then this will also affect the stability and the quality of the product. And then it will bring impact on the time and quality, which if when the requirement change, we will have to add more new additional feature to the app, and therefore we will require more time to do that. And then the quality is when the requirement change is like too big already, like too, and then we will need more budget to integrate the develop the app. So therefore the quality will be affected since the budget is not so efficient, and then not so sufficient, and then the probability is 40%. The change requirement is quite common but not so frequent, so I put as 40%, and the impact will be marginal, which is true because it will bring not so critical. Next. And then for the mitigation, we will have the formal change management process and the stakeholder engagement. And for the first one is we will when the requirement is request to change, then our project manager will need to approve before we actually do the adjustment. And then the second one is the stakeholder engagement. Our software engineer Samyukta will lead the meeting bi-weekly to confirm the requirement of the client. And then for the monitoring is the frequent status meeting and use project management tool, which is our project manager will always take a look on the status of our project, conduct a meeting every week to monitor the project status, is to identify the risk early so that we won't need so much cost or resources on fixing the risk later in the project. And then the project management tool is the tools that we use. We use the Microsoft project to monitor the project status. And then the last one is the management, is implement change management plans and also adjust project schedule and resources. It's basically we prioritize the high critical tasks like the main functionality, and we prioritize it, and then we do it early in the early stage, so that we won't need so much resources if anything go wrong. And then our project manager and the software tester will do their job. Basically is do the additional testing to confirm the quality is meet requirement, and the project manager will adjust the time to make sure the project is done correctly in time, make sure the project is delivered on time. And that's all for my part. I'll pass to Seventeen.
So, good afternoon, sir. My name is Chanami. So, the risk is unable to deliver the system on time. So, the potential obstacle during the development and implementation may delay the system delivery, and stemming from the resource constraint, technical complexity, external dependency, changing requirements, or inadequate project management. So there is an impact on the schedule quality. So the risk can cause the delay in achieving the project milestone, such as the completion of the development phases, the testing cycle or implementation stages. And the delay in this milestone actually can cause a cascade into the further delays down the line, affecting the overall the project schedule. And next, the quality. So when rushing to meet the deadlines in the phase of delay can compromise the quality of the delivered system, and this may lead to an increase in defects, errors, or incomplete functionalities. And it will negatively impacting the user satisfaction and long-term reliability. Next. So for the mitigation, we can take regular progress reviews. So we can conduct weekly sprint reviews for ongoing updates and issues identification. And adjustment can be made promptly, such as allocating the resources or revising the project plans to mitigate the delays caused by the unforeseen challenges and issues. And next is the resource allocation. So the monitor team workloads and strategically allocate the additional resource. So for example, if the QA team is overlooked, so we can assign more testers or prioritize testing tasks to promptly identify and resolve bugs, and thereby minimizing the delivery schedule risk. And next, for the monitoring, we can do the milestone tracking in utilizing the project management tools like the Jira or Trello to monitor the project milestone and deadlines. So if progress towards the completing a milestone such as the front-end development is slower than expected, we can prompt intervention and prevent the schedule delays. And next, we can take the step in risk register updates. So regularly update the risk register during weekly project status meeting. So if real risk occurs, like a key member is suddenly unavailability, so we can assess their impact on the schedule and implement appropriate mitigation measures, such as task redistribution or timeline adjustment. And last, for the management, we can take the escalation protocol step. So we can implement a clear escalation protocol in empowering the team at risk of escalating the critical issues to senior management. So for example, if a crucial dependency is endangered, the project manager can escalate it to the steering committee for the immediate resolution. And finally, is the stakeholder communication. So regularly update the stakeholders through status report or weekly meeting. So if the project is at the risk of missing its delivery dates, communicate this early so we can discuss the potential impacts and collaborate on adjusting the plan to mitigate the risk. So that's all from my part. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Photo. One, two, three. Okay.
I notice your slide no time to make it looks better. All very plain one, black and white. No time to make it.
Yeah. Not sure if you want to make it fancy or formal.
Looks, I say professional one.
Because if you add too many color, it will look very casual.
Not to say too many color. I don't want many color. At least not black and white.
lah. Attendance taken. Tired, also tired. This can be registered before. Because when a company register, enter the name, email address. So after approve, we will send the email to that person. This person, okay, then here's the full step for this person. So if this email has been used to register a company before, then this person is it if he has been another company another email address, what's the email address? So is the person using his private email? If private email looks like he is using his private email, so if used from this one time only the email. And 5. This person applied before using the email. This has he used this email address before? because this email will be recorded in the system. Because after successful register if approved, system will send a feedback to this email. Because we don't allow one email for two company. One email for two company is this number is it? One people say apply. Then you send an email to CPC. This owner has registered this chain and feedback. You ask SCPC, you send to SCPC that he
Okay, I'll be first. See you next week.
already marked next long time ago. Next week.
Or discuss the question or discuss.
Next week, settle the first and we will all the outstanding. Yeah, you get an answer, then
Kita udah tahu